Hi there, this is Mike Hulbert with Noodle, and I wanted to just thank you for spending a few minutes today to give us feedback on some of your practices and performance. And first off, to congratulate you, because what you've just reported are some activities and performance levels that really make you unique. They really put you in a leading level. But I'm imagining you've still clicked through because you're really not satisfied with where you're at on an inventory basis. And you probably still have a lot of pressure from your customers on your fill rates and on your customer service levels. And that's obviously very common these days, both before the pandemic and certainly during the pandemic. And so I wanted to give you a few thoughts today in terms of our research on these problems and a few tangible things that you could go out and do in the next few weeks. So first off, our research. What we found is that there's a characteristic that lurks just below the level that most people measure that we call entropy. And entropy is really caused by a whole series of very granular errors, within your plans and your ability to predict at those most granular levels of your business over the coming weeks. Those are the things that are driving your planning algorithms, and they're also the things that are driving exception reporting for planners to go in and take action. And those things are a big challenge, even with the types of performance and some of the practices that you've reported. Now, when we look at performance level in these areas, we see some surprising things. And I'm guessing you've already seen some of these as well, based on what you've reported. When we look at forecast accuracies, you may see 30 or 40% of error in monthly buckets, but when you get down to the SKU DC week level, that often jumps to even 100% error, a level that most people think, gee, I wonder if that even matters. It does actually matter, and I think you suspect that already, because our netting algorithms that drive all of our supply plans, whether it's distribution or production, really start with those numbers. And then likewise, on the inventory and PLS front, I'm guessing that even though you're innovating, you're probably not happy with the set of metrics that you have to measure your inventory and your potential lost sales. And what we see is that even with folks that have practices that are as progressive as yours, inventory levels at the SKU DC level are still varying dramatically for many, many SKUs. And that oscillation is leading to higher average inventories and also periodic challenges with fill rates. And that's obviously something that we're trying to tackle with our set of kind of tools and planning practices that we're all deploying. And my guess is that that's still a challenge for you. Now, we've developed some AI tools and applications that are driving step function improvements in the level of accuracy and the ability to predict better, plan better, and focus planners better. But I did want to give you an idea today for some things you could do right away to try and get a better handle. Now, the first recommendation is go take a look at that SKU DC week error. You may not report it today, but I'm guessing that you've got it out there. Spend some time, have one of your team members really dig into it and look at some of the trends. Where is it occurring? What product lines? What geographies? Really spend a little time to understand that error, really across your network. The second thing I'd suggest is grab a PLS report from 6 or 7 weeks ago and compare it to where you're at today, and just do a simple computation of the error level of that. I think that will also be very, very enlightening in terms of areas that you're having difficulty predicting and areas you're probably hearing from your planners and that have been a feature of a lot of your S&OP meetings as well. But if you'd like to dig into those in more detail, we'd love to help you with it. But hopefully those are some things today you could take away and go get a better handle on some of this performance over the next few weeks. Thanks again, and best wishes.